I'm here with Raymond Louie, City Councillor with the City of Vancouver and incoming FCM President. And we're just about to kick off our Town Hall 2015. And Raymond, thanks for joining us. So we're heading off across BC to learn about urban-rural connections. Can you share some of your thoughts on that?
Well, I think the urban-rural connection is very important for our province, our country, and the reason why it's important is because we need to know how our country runs. The rural component certainly provides a lot of resources for the urban centers, and the urban centers provide a lot of the commerce in order to make the urban centers even more successful.
So one of the things that we're going to go visit on this tour is resource-based communities. Now here in Vancouver, in Metro Vancouver, all of the resources need to leave the ports and they got to come through this area here. How important is it that we understand what the rural community is going through just as much as they need to understand what we're going through from a transportation and logistics perspective?
Well, anytime that we can come together and have a shared understanding of how things work for each of our communities, I think the better it is. That we'll become more efficient, we'll serve our community better, or we'll improve our quality of life for our citizens. And it can only come as a result of us working more closely together. And that's why, Greg, I think that your tour across this province and across over into Alberta is really important for all of us.
Excellent. And so one of the things we know is we're a resource-dependent province, as you alluded to. Our jobs here are, a lot of the jobs in these silver buildings behind us are supporting resource communities. So how can we, how do we create that connection that we're resource-dependent, but at the same time we might have an evolving and a changing economy where I know Vancouver's looking at high-tech and other things, and but it's still at the same time maintaining the importance to downtown jobs to the resource area?
Well, I think it is an issue of transition, and it's not about stopping one and moving to another, but rather a fair transition between older technologies and resource-based technologies and moving into the higher tech and going to a 100% renewable model. I think it's possible moving into the future, but that requires cooperation on all of our parts. In order for us to meet our sustainability goals, in order for us to maintain the beautiful environment that we have in British Columbia, we'll need to move in that direction. We cannot repeat some of the mistakes that we found when we've traveled elsewhere around the world, and that's so important for all of us. I know it is certainly for us here in the city of Vancouver, and I also know it's true for other jurisdictions as well.
Okay, one last question. You guys are doing many innovative things here in Vancouver. If there's one piece of advice you could share with communities, large or small, about how to better govern, better serve our citizens, what would that piece of advice be? Well,
I'd say the answer to that is to be bold, to take the chances. Our time as elected officials is short, that we need to take the initiative and test new products and test new situations so that we can in turn impart that on our other jurisdictions across our province and across our country. You know, we have a federal election coming up this October, and we know that this election is going to be very, very important for local government. We're going to be working very hard for you at the FCM to make sure that we have the resources and the policies that support local governments, and I hope that all of you will join me and Greg in making sure that we have a successful election.
Excellent. Thanks, Raymond. So this is Raymond Louie, Vancouver City Councillor and incoming FCM President. We'll be there in Edmonton to cheer you on and celebrate with you and support you over this next year as you take the leadership across this country for us.
And the last thing I'd have to say is that Greg and I will be saying $4 a lot.
In Edmonton. Ask us what that means.